live on a thirsty Thursday. Jupiter, day of Zeus and expansion, growth, love, whoop-de-whoop. What's up, everyone? I am the hostess with the mostest. I was about to get comfortable, but I don't know what I'm doing yet, so I better just sit here. I am the High Priestess Phoenix. I am your spiritual healer, teacher, shaman, seer, oracle, lightworker, starseed, earth angel, mystic, medium, psychic, witch, yogi, guru, evangelist, North American Sybil. I am your messenger god, first child of God, the LILITH reincarnated. Here with another one. In order to keep up with me, you would have seen what I posted on my community page, my last live video. Sorry, I'm checking some numbers here. Okay. My last live video and anything in my shorts. What did we put in the shorts? I think it was really good shit. Oh, it was the I am. Yeah. That's gonna change this whole direction. Just that alone changes this whole direction of where I was going. People are, you really need to catch that, because it's said in all biblical studies that we are an extension of God. Kind of breaks it down, but I teach you to be humble about it and understand what it is inside of, what part of God is inside of you, how to access the universe, and what it's actually there for. It's not just there to make yourself all godly and, bigger than the rest. The 7 deadly sins are huge on me right now. I said I was going to watch that movie anyways, but it's just a huge, enormous teaching that we're going through. I guess I'm going to bring out Dante on that one. There's a lot going on. Last night I was going to do a reading to see what was up, and all of a sudden my heart chakra started going off, and I was like, I don't want to. I don't want to. Why? Because it's always about love, and there's something to heal. There's a fear, and it needs to be healed, and without even seeing it, I saw it. And what is it? Every time we get closer to love, we shut down, right? So Kobe is real quick to come and show me where I'm fucking slacking. Or just, just review the fucking plays, how I played this out and how it could have been some other different way. Let's start with, where do we start? The twin flame. So I started to teach everyone how this all happened through the twin flame connection. It's a catalyst to spiritual evolution. Why? Because it forces you into a heart space, and it makes you fight your mind, right? That's how it all works. So you can hear this evolution of, me and my twin flames, and that's what got me here, and I love them to death, but at the same time, I know what it calls for every time I have to face them, and I don't want to, because it's, facing myself and going through heart healing sessions with myself every time I try to get close to them. So let's talk about a couple of things. First off, I love them unconditionally, almost uncontrollably, and they take advantage of it. So I have to do everything I can to stay away, because it's not going to be reciprocated. It's going to be abused. At this point, they abuse my love. They abuse this inability to stop myself from giving them attention, affection, inspiration, compassion, love, and all of that, right? Like, you can listen to the stories. It's the truth. God did this, and I can't stop it. Once it starts and I gave into it, then that's what it is. It is what it is until, no matter what, whether you give into it or not. And that was the difficult part, is I don't want to love this person. It goes against everything that I stand for. And you have to go against yourself to love this person. And in essence, the battle, that's the spiritual evolution within yourself. On the other side is just a person that's just, with their hand in front of your fucking face saying, no, get the fuck away from me. You're crazy. It's not a fun experience. It really isn't. It really isn't. But in the essence, that's what got me here. And that's what I also fear. Every time I get closer to them, I become more powerful. But I have to go through so much. So you can see, the thing with Bobby, I love him unbelievably. And all I want him to do is just stay away from me, because I can't control it. And there's no good that comes from it. I can't have him. So I just don't want to deal with it. And that's just kind of how it goes with all of them. I love you uncontrollably. But I can't release it. I can't give it to you. You don't want it. I don't know what to do with it. So I just repress it and hope that I can give it to someone else. And that in itself is dangerous to, you know what I mean? That's the marking of, you know what I mean, of abuse. When you love somebody so much that, you know, and once they become aware of it, they can fully abuse it. I don't think they fully become aware of it. How, you know, they're cocky about it, but they haven't fully become aware of what it really is. And so, you know, you go back to Bobby and it's like, no, I'll do anything to keep him away. I'll do anything to keep him away. Why? Because I can't keep him. Is it that hard to see? It's not that I don't want him, and it's not that I don't forgive him, and I don't, all of this shit, no matter what comes up with all of them, I have to forgive it and just accept it. And it doesn't change how much I love them. I just pity them, I guess is the best word to say. So if you watch this weekly evolution, is, you know what I mean, I call in love, but then I start pushing everyone away. Any sign of it being him, especially. And that's what I'm afraid of in these videos. Who are you afraid of? What is it that's freaking you out in these videos? Him. I can handle the rest of them. I can't handle this one. My spirit, you know what I mean? It's just, and that's what I said. It becomes just a man and a woman in front of each other, and I have nothing but my feelings, and I can't. There's no, it's just, I'm powerless. And my feelings terrify this motherfucker. They make him run. They make all of them run, to be honest. It's like, you gave me so much and they're fucking terrified of it. Seriously, yeah. And so I don't want to do that. But, you know what I mean, that's what got me here. And so if you look into the cards, there's been this thing. So last night is my heart's, you know what I mean? All these videos, you don't have to watch tarot to know that it's something's coming at me. I prayed for it. I prayed for it. I prayed for Gabriel to bring me my Joseph. In the time it's going to take Joseph to get here, every other fucking cock blocker is going to try to get in the way. Every other person is going to try one more time before this man gets here, because they don't want to lose me because of the powerhouse I am. And that's what I mean, is it's all wrong. They just want to use me, bro. They don't want to lose me because they want to use me. Isn't that awful, bro? That's Russ, dude. He don't want to lose me because he's never found anything like me, and he can make so much money off of me. Bobby doesn't want to lose me because, you know what I mean, he's never had sex with anything like this, and he don't want to lose it. You know, they all want me for, you know, all my sacral, basically, because all of that comes from there. It's sad, right? It's sad. It's like raising a bunch of cubs, a bunch of lions, and they get to the age where you realize they're going to eat you if you go back in there, and you love them so much, but you can't go in there because you know they're going to eat you. They got too big, and now you can't control them, and they're going to eat you if you get too close. It's so sad. Really? Yeah, it's kind of how I look at it. So, you know, I can feel it. It's in the cards. And I have to face these battles, which is basically just being strong enough, loving myself more to walk away, because these guys are a battle as fuck, bro. Nothing good comes from them other than my healing. I get fucked up going through it, though. I get my heart fucking torn out of my chest. I have to go through every bad memory that stands between, you know, the fear of me getting close to them. I have to go through so much. And then when I get through it and I wipe my eyes and I'm ready to, you know, text you, you're gone. The whole thing. I look up and it was just me, just trying to love again, all by myself. I'm sitting there holding myself through this. I'm blocked again. It is a torturous ride. Torturous. And what's scarier is, even the scariest part is one time it works. I'm so used to this process. That's why I'm like, well, let's sink this battleship. Let me get what I need. Let me get hurt and get rid of this motherfucker as fast as I can. That's how it works. Just wait. Tomorrow's Friday. I'm sure there's, you know, I felt like they were about to fuck my Thursday up with it. That's why I didn't pull the cards last night. I was like, I don't want to deal with this. Now, we talked about the 7 deadly sins. Let's talk about that real quick. I have the cards, Dante's Inferno, right? I want to read the intro to that. And for those that are interested, Brad Pitt made a great movie with Morgan Freeman called Seven, and Kevin Spacey. It was a great movie. It was one of my favorites when I was... They're all like... That's what's creepy, bro. They were all my favorite movies. I'm just sitting around. Where are my Dantes? I feel like they should be one of these. Let's see. Those are the dark mirrors. Here they are. Yeah, we're pulling dark cards on it. Yeah. Alright, Dante's Inferno. It's about the 7 deadly sins. It's about overcoming them. It's about going through the levels of hell, purgatory, and all that. In college, it's part of... It's you learn it in... I learned it in humanities. I'm not sure if you could also study it in history. You could study in all kinds of... I'm sure they bring in all kinds of stuff. Alright. The Divine Comedy, and that's what we're going through. Hell on Earth. Widely regarded as one of the greatest I guess I should give you a picture of something. The first picture is actually Beatrice. It's this picture. It's on the front. Oops. But it's on snow. So we're going to put the picture that is actually where we're at, according to our cards, and we're just taking them one at a time. So this will beat the fuck out of you, bitch. Beat the fuck out of you, bitch. Beat the fuck out of you, bitch. Do you feel this card? I'll beat the fuck out of you, bitch. Sorry, I feel it. Does this resonate with you? Beat the fuck out of you, bitch. I'll beat the fuck out of you, bitch. I never said I was a tarot reader. I could show you some shit in the oracles. I'm just laughing at myself because I'll beat the fuck out of you, bitch. Anyways, I felt it. This is... Some tarot reader would be like, oh, they're angry. They're about to beat the fuck out of somebody. That's what this card says. They're about to put hands. About to lay you out, bitch. I'm funny, aren't I? Wait, what is going on? Who are you about to beat up? No, do you see this? I feel this, bro. I'm about to beat the fuck out of somebody. I'm sorry. I'm a whole show. Anyways, let's get back to hell. I'm sorry. I'm the best in the dark, though, dude. It's so funny to me in the dark. I'm pissed off that I'm trying to fucking clean it up and nobody's listening. Finally give up and just watch you guys beat the shit out of each other. Babies dying, people burning, drowning, famine. I'm like, fuck it. I tried enough this week. Let them burn. I can only take so much, bro. Anyways, let's see. The greatest masterworks in Western literature, composed by Italian writer, poet, philosopher Dante Alighieri, I don't know, and completed in 1321. He was way before his time. And all it was some fucked up visions. God took him on a journey in the mind, bro, and he had to tell it. He was nothing more than a messenger, just like the rest of us. I explained that yesterday, how we sit there and we see the invisible screens in front of our face that are just playing out. Like, whoa. You should hit this. Do you see what I see? It's not even. Anyways. Which follows adventures of Dante as he makes his way through hell, purgatory, and finally heaven itself. What's the difference between hell and purgatory? It's levels to that shit. Alright, of these 3 portions of the poem, the most popular have always been the Inferno, hell. See, we haven't got out of hell. They need to make the purgatory. Maybe we should see if they've already done it. I feel an adventure coming on. Beloved for its vivid and terrifying depictions of the underworld, its rich language, memorable characters, and its ability to speak clearly about the darkness of human soul. More than 700 years since the day it was published, readers all across the globe are still discovering the wonders of this story and finding that its words echo within their very soul. This caused probably one of my first dark nights of the soul. I was in college and I was starting to read the literature. So as you start to read it, you can see it in your mind, right? If you're paying attention. And so I started to see it exactly as it was depicted. And what happened was I saw Christianity, the climb of Christianity, and I was it shattered my religious beliefs because I saw the parallel in it in college, and I was I mean, I was already going through a dark night of the soul anyways right there, but that one was the cataclysm. Because at that time, just being a devout Christian, I could see how this literature, how this depiction, this imagination of this man was actually a depiction of the climb of Christianity to overcome sin. He went through the layers of it as we go through the layers of it. He described it as, down, and I see it as up. And that's what I realized. That's exactly what's going on here. I realized it here when I started ascending, but I couldn't fully understand it then. It shook my core beliefs. All right, let's see. All hope abandon, ye who enter here. Says how to read the oracles. Just trying to see. It really doesn't. So they say it's a 3-card. Wow, it's a 3-card pool. The first one is the Inferno, the inner shadow work that must be done to free your soul. The second card is Purgatorio, the work that can be done in your day-to-day life and in your relationship with others. And the third card is Paradox, is the higher work from the spirit that can be done to achieve your greatest and highest good. Interesting. Let's read the card in front of us. Number 7, Hounds of the Underworld. It's pretty cool. I don't read the cantos. What are the cantos? How it was said. Oh shit. Alright, I'll read the canto then. Cerberus, monster cruel and unclouth, with the 3 gillets like a dog is barking over the people that are there submerged. The journey. Dante and Virgil venture into the region of hell where gluttons are punished. That's where I told you this came from. Somehow all of them lead to another. Your gluttony equals your envy, which equals your fucking sloth, and as well as your greed. Gluttony is what we were talking about yesterday. We were talking about, in essence, we were talking about greed, but gluttony is overconsumption. I made a huge video yesterday about consumerism and that the entire economy is based on your gluttony and your greed and your fucking envy. Really? That's where all this came from. And that's how the whole movie starts, is gluttony. You think it's just an overconsumption of food, but it's an overconsumption of anything. You're overconsuming. You're spending too many hours on fucking Facebook, too many hours on Instagram, too many hours doing this. You're eating too much of the same foods. You're not giving yourself variety. It's not about, you know what I mean? It's not about, oh, you only drink Red Bull. You know what I mean? It's how many are you drinking a day? When we go back to Fat Joe, as funny as that says, he has an addiction to Pepsi, and he said he drank something like 30 or something a day. Something crazy like that, bro. I don't remember. But it's like, that's full gluttony. From a man named Fat Joe, what would you expect? He's a fat guy that has no control. Hey, are we rhyming? Pull out the book, Marshall Mathers. That's what it is. And that goes back to Marshall. He is overconsumption. You can call this a case of obsessive-compulsive disorder. You're spending too many hours writing. You're not delegating your life properly. You're over-consuming in too many areas of your life. You're not, you know what I mean? And that comes from all of those things. Greed and envy. And doing all of that makes you lazy, which is slothfully. You know what I mean? And that's it, And when it all comes down to what? The fall of man, which is what? Pride. Wrath. There are 7 deadly sins, as they call them. But overcoming them gives you the 7 virtues of the Holy Spirit. And that's what I speak of over here. Which is what? Love, joy, peace, forgiveness, kindness, long-suffering. Forgot the list. Galatians 5:22 through 23. 5:19 through 22 teaches you the sins. And then it teaches you the opposite. And that's really what it is self-control. You have none. So before I get into this, of the gluttonous, it's overconsumption of anything. You drink too much coffee. You watch too much TV. You spend too much on too much. It's just the word gluttony is too much. What are you doing too much of and not enough of? And it's just a balance. We must eat, but we don't overeat. We must enjoy ourselves, but we don't, you know what I mean, and that's what it is, overconsumption of anything. What are you guilty of? What do you spend too much time of your day doing where you could be doing other things? Okay, then. Let's see here. The monstrous beast Cerberus menaces them, but is sustained when Virgil casts a handful of earth into its maw. Divination. The incarnated beings, as incarnated beings, we must attend to feeding our minds, bodies, and spirits. And for that reason, the symbol of the three-headed dog is an apt metaphor for this card. When we starve any of these areas, we awaken a creature from within our lowest realms and give it free reign over our life. Nourish your physical being with good food and plenty of rest. Feed your mind with knowledge and wisdom, and commit your soul to true purpose rather than an endless wheel of drudgery. On page 17. Jesus. Scare me. Okay. I saw something posted yesterday, and I should have shared it. Praying to God is talking to Him. Praying is talking to God. Meditating is listening to God. What? So true. So true. What do we sit around doing? Why are we trying to teach you to be still? So you can hear God. Where is God? Inside. Take note of how you are feeding or neglecting each of these facets. Give yourself what you need and not just what you crave. A lot of you need a spiritual retreat, and you know that. And that's something that you do by yourself. You do not take your friends and family on a spiritual retreat. You don't go to a place with other people to spiritually retreat. You retreat from this world and have a spiritual experience. Whether it be a cabin, whether it be a hotel room, it shouldn't be inside. It needs to be outside. Always. You need to retreat. Okay? In that time, that alone time, is where spiritual evolution, mental healing, and emotional healing happens. You can't do this with the distractions of other people and their needs. When you sit with just you, there's only one person to take care of, and that's you. And that's when you start to realize what your body needs. You might get out there and do nothing but sleep. You needed that so bad, and that's what I do a lot of. I do not feel guilty for sleeping. If I'm fucking tired, I'm tired. It doesn't matter if I've done nothing. Because really, I never do nothing. I'm taking in so much information just sitting still, and that's it. To say that that's like saying every person that sits at a desk is doing nothing. They're taking in information, whether they're talking to a person or just looking at a screen. You are sitting there, and that shit will tire you out. After work, you've done nothing but sit there for 8 hours, but what do you want to do? You just want to sleep. It wore you out to just sit there. So when I say this, it's like, the meditation can knock you the fuck out. Just sitting with yourself and listening to your own thoughts and your own feelings. Tending to yourself, because you really are a full child. It takes a lot of work. And that's where this is you've been neglecting your body. You're not taking care of it, bro. You won't let it have what it needs. You know what I mean? Down to something simplistic, we need chocolate. Unless you have an allergic reaction to it, you need that. You need sugar, or you're going to end up one of those, the opposite diabetic. I don't know, there's one of the other, one that can't and one that needs it. You know what I mean? You need these things for your body, and it needs so much rest. You've been dragging that bitch. Dude, when I started sleeping, I understood it. I had not slept my whole life. I was living off of 3 to 5 hours of sleep my entire life, as long as I could remember. Really? Yeah, I had to utilize time, bro. There was no time to sleep, and it didn't matter if I was tired the next morning. Like yesterday, I woke up completely exhausted. Like I didn't sleep at all the night before. I knew I needed to take care of my body, but then it got filled with energy because of the battle I faced. So I was running off of pure emotion and some chocolate donuts. You need some chocolate in your life. In the essence, really, yeah. I don't know when I had my first meal. It was definitely after 3 or so. Really? Yeah, bro. What'd I have? Oh, chicken nuggets. That's what I finally had. I had some chicken nuggets. Protein. Really? Yeah. I have this thing I like, barbecue sauce, and I don't know what to put on it. So I've been putting chicken nuggets. I don't know. I just kind of got into this barbecue sauce. It tasted good. Something. I went to Walmart and they were doing fucking samples, and the kids took it and they're like, eh. I was like, you don't like barbecue sauce? And I tried it and it was so good. I just came out of nowhere liking barbecue sauce. This is what this is about. And you can't take care of yourself when you're taking care of everyone else. I talked about this yesterday. It's like, come Christmas, you're going to spend hundreds and thousands of dollars on these motherfuckers. Do you do that on your own birthday? Could you take a weekend off? Like, seriously, and I've said this to every one of my twin flames. Why can't you turn to your wife and tell them that you're taking a spiritual retreat with me? What are they afraid of? And what are you afraid of? I got a vision when I said that. What'd you get? My fantasy, which was me having sex in the woods in the fucking tent. Then it's like, after we have sex, then what do we do? That was the whole thing. What am I supposed to do with you if I'm not fucking you? I'm not fucking all my twin flames. That's not what I meant. That obviously that one came in when I was thinking about this. But it's like, what do you do out there? You sit with yourself, bro. And the most amazing things pop in your head and in your heart. The question is, do you keep them in, or do you sit there next to me and tell me what you're working through, and we work through them? Everything that's popping in. Do you keep some of it to yourself and try to work through it, and then come to me and tell me what you're stuck on? You just sit there and it just flows. It's unbelievable flows of information. Really? When's the last time you just sat by the fucking lake? Or sat in the grass? And just let your mind free. Let your heart fill. Your mind fills with all kinds of images, so it fills your body with all kinds of feelings. You're just processing. For all of you at this point, it's memories. That's not usually what I process. I don't like that part of the job, but we have to do that to get to this part where you're just chilling. You know, the gurus and the guru, Sangaru, and Silo over there, they didn't have such a tumultuous. God, I don't like your words. I know where that came from. They didn't have the lives that we have, so they don't have to work through the programming. They lived on another side of the continent, which in essence, they live a peaceful life. They lived rural lives. You know what I mean? Not to say they had lived perfect lives, but they didn't have to work through such dense programming that we have to, where we have to literally pull off, years of our lives. You know what I mean? When I was 15, that was unbelievable. 16, 17, 18. Fuck! I got so many years of healing where it was just chaos and pain and struggle and misunderstandings, where I got to go back and reprogram all this bullshit. I don't really like the memory bank. It doesn't, it pays off, but it's shit. It's debt. Karmic debt is what is in there. But in essence, that's where we get to. I sit outside, and when it comes, dude, I'll sit there in front of a whole group, and then it's just, the tears just start coming. I'm stuck in a memory, and it hurts. And it doesn't matter who's around. That's where you have to be, is just let your feelings flow. Not to where they're, you're angry and now you're screaming at everyone, but to let them, to not repress them and not be ashamed of them. People walk by all the time and see me crying. They don't know why, but they'll walk by all the time and see me laughing. And they'll walk by all the time and they'll see me dancing. They see that I express feelings there. They have no idea what I'm doing. I'm just sitting there. Just sitting there with tears rolling down my face. You know what I mean? With headphones. They have no idea. And I'm just dealing with me all day. And that's all you really can do. So, the healing process of it. I understand that you can't take every day to deal with yourself like I had to. You know what I mean? That was my calling. But you need to take some days to deal with you. Where you really need to cut off and just deal with you. Feed yourself some good foods. Give yourself some loving. You know what I mean? shit like that. Everybody loves to just lay in bed and watch a movie. I've been doing a lot of that lately. That's a good life. You know what I mean? To be able to just relax and just chill. And you need that. Some people can do that all the time, whenever they want. Some of us, it's a fucking, it's a present that comes once a year. You know what I mean? Where I can just, you know, without feeling guilty for just sitting here and enjoying myself. Not doing something, you know, productive, but this is good for me. And as far as, you know what I mean, your mind, you want to challenge it. You want to push its limit. You want to give it information it never knew. It gets excited to learn new things, and it really likes to tell other people too. You know what I mean? Knowledge is, people use it as power, but it's empowering to read stuff you never, you know, to learn stuff you didn't know. So it's important. It's like, you know what I mean? Don't read something you never read before. You know what I mean? I like myself, I put in a lot of documentaries. I like to watch documentaries. I like to watch the truth. I like to watch people's stories. I like to watch truthful stories. Shit like that, you know what I mean? So it's cool to learn stuff you never knew. I like to. And it keeps you alive. It keeps you, you know what I mean? I wouldn't say up to date, but it keeps you alive. You know? We're here to learn all kinds of shit, and we can always learn. So that's what our spiritual work at hand is, you know what I mean, your intake. And, you know, don't beat nobody's ass. We'll save that for tomorrow. Beat your ass, bitch. I'll beat your ass, bitch. That's the energy right now, bro. The fucking energy is so thick on, oh, bro. These fucking people, there must have been an email that they all sent out. And they fucking are just like, that's her. That's what happened when I came through the fucking security last night. It's new people, bro. But some of the people were still here from the morning that told the afternoon people what happened. So as I'm coming through security, they're like, that's her. And Morgan was walking through me. She's like, dude, they're fucking pissed down there. They didn't even say hi to me when I was walking with you. I was like, I know. And I told my daughter about it. She's like, yeah, they were giving me ugly looks too, Mom. It's like, I didn't do shit, bitch. How dare you not think that you were wrong for stealing from your job? Why am I the only person that says some shit? And then what Morgan told me got under my skin, and I wanted to punch a bitch, for real. She said the night before, somebody came in and brought in all kinds of designer lotions and personal care products. She said, I saw them bring in a huge bag, and I asked if we could have some, and they gave me one small bottle, and they took the bag away. And that's the type of shit that I miss. I miss having all of that. You think I do, but I have to wait till I run out to buy another one, and I'm currently out of bath salts. It's like I used to love having all of that stuff. I can't lavish myself with that stuff anymore. Just collect all my favorite smell goods and all of that. I don't. You know what I mean? They give me new ones and stuff, and I have to use them to anoint my body. But, you know, when I heard shit like that, it's like all these girls think, oh, here comes the makeup. Bitch. Like, they're giving it to homeless people, and that's what I hit them with yesterday. I said, none of you are poor. You're just greedy. And now all of them hate me for that. How come none of you thought it was wrong to steal from poor people? How come all of you thought that whatever comes in that door is for you? What kind of culture is this? But yeah, they're all ugly with me right now. And I'm just like, okay. And thief, cheat, lie, whatever you got, right? And that's what it is. It's like, dude, I don't know who taught you this, but you're going to learn today that ain't right. And that's what it is. Once you tell somebody that they ain't right, they hate you, bro, and they want to fight you, bro. And that's what I was trying to tell you. There's a fight-ass energy around here. They fucking hate me. I heard P. Diddy, you can hate me now. Moving on. I had plans for today. Realistically, yeah, I have to go do a physical and a TB test. But I think that you have to come back for the TB test. So if they're not open, you have to come back in 3 days, right? Isn't that how that works? I haven't done one in a long time. And if that's the case, I think I have to wait because I don't know if they'll be open on the weekends. So I got to figure that out. That's what I'm hoping to do. I'm out of sage, so I'm going to go to this really cool, I like it, to the spiritual store down by my side. Something amazing always happens when I go in there. It really does. Really? Yeah, last time I was in there, like, I saw Ganesh. You know what I mean? It was like, there's always something crazy. I do have that book of Maeve. We need to start talking. Last night I got downloads of Carl Jung. talking about symbolisms and stuff. We really need to start breaking into the mind. It was his teachings of what I do, basically. Without the teachings, I do what he taught to do. So I'm going to do a shuffle of the, as you can hear, I'm shuffling the tarot, and we'll just confirm to watch out and take care of yourself is basically, I mean, that's where we are. We're always in the 7 deadly sins. We're always overcoming our own sins and our own temptations. You know what I mean? We're just overcoming our desire for lust. I'm gonna fuck the shit out of you, bro. Never mind, I'll just go pull out that enormous vibrator that God gave me and try to fucking see if that'll work. Just trying to explain some funny things. Where are we at? Divine Masculine. Which is what? In my cards, that's the Emperor. We talked about this yesterday. I did a teaching about Bob Marley. I said he's the definition of an emperor. Really? Mm-hmm. He was a leader. He was an emperor of his time. He wasn't a tyrant. He wasn't a warrior in that sense, but he was. He was a buffalo soldier. That's the true meaning of it. You know, Aries over there, fucking Hades, you know, Oscar always wants to pretend like, you know, he's the emperor. But if you're not Bob Marley, you're not the emperor. You think it's all about, you know, you're a Trump. Trump isn't an emperor. He is so far from an emperor, dude. He is a fucking king of fucking wands, reversed. He is on fire. That's using power in its worst form. And that's what you are. What's a king of wands? A fire sign. Could be an Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. Are you a Trump or are you a Marley? These are energies. They're not just people. People stay in a Trump mentality. People stay in a fucking Marley. And I tried to explain. Marley is a Buddhist. Marley is a Jesus. That's a true emperor. That's a great leader that has compassion, understanding, and love for his countrymen. I'm seeing the Prince of Troy. He loved his people. That was a good leader. Let's see. There's another Brad Pitt movie. I'm just spending my life with Brad Pitt, apparently. Somebody tell the guy that, you know... told Lewis that. I was like, tell him we need to make a movie. Till I realized he's part... Do you want to be a... You know, I think he's going to be an actor in one of my movies. Who do you want to play? Alright, let's go into this. The Divine Masculine, which is the Emperor. It's the Emperor. The Lord is how mine turned. Marley was all about that. Love, peace, you know what I mean? Joy. Outside, dude. He wasn't about that wearing suits and ties and fucking, you know what I mean? Fucking girls and shit. I mean, I'm sure he had a lot of love. One love. So I said, hey, wait a minute. How many lovers did he have? You guys gotta stop this stuff. Why? Because they love you. Love to love you all. Love you. Enough. Keep your love. Hold on to it here. Alright, if the lady is the great mother, the Lord is the great father. And this reflects, and that's it, the divine feminine or the sacred masculine. So that's what this means for those that don't know my cards. This is my first tarot card. We can look at it in a very ugly card if you want. It reflects the concept of fatherhood in its wildest sense and speaks of power, control, structure, order, organization, stability, as well as the consequences of action. And that's it, you know, you could be a fucking Lewis Hamilton, all loving, trying to spread, you know what I mean, change. Or you can be a fucking tyrant like fucking Kanye West over there that just wants to force change on people. Do you see the difference in the energies? They're both what? Powerful, you know what I mean? But they both have, you know, some sense of control and structure. They're trying to order and organize and, you know, all of this. It's just, what are they doing with their power? Two very different energies. Same power, different energies. We all have this power. How do we harness it? This is a time of stability when you feel confident and in control of your circumstances. You may be manifesting something in the world, whether it is a child, a business enterprise, or a work of art. Are we making babies? I mean, I don't feel like we have to manifest or practice. We have to work on the hard stuff that gets to making good babies. Alternatively, you may be required to exert some control, rein in an errant child, which could be you, and external circumstances or your own emotions. Always remember that other people are not controllable, and it is unwise to try. Instead, you can demonstrate the real qualities of leadership and lead by example. And that's what I said. We can show them how to change by just changing ourselves. People are always watching us. They're looking to others. You know what I mean? They're followers. They're looking for leaders. What are they looking for? Something different. Become different, and you'll lead them into something different. But make sure that what you're leading them into is authentic and true. Otherwise, you're going to lead them to the slaughterhouse, and you're going to be the first one to get chopped up. Because on their way out, they're going to tear you apart. The Lord is a figure of authority, perhaps a father or a father figure, a leader, employer, or some other professional. He may be an influential and trustworthy person in your life who gives you good advice. Who are those men in our lives that we can go to and they will give us good advice? What is the advice they're giving us? Don't fuck this up. Don't make no mistakes. Be the change you want to see, and that's me. Reverse meaning. The reverse of a benign lord of the animals who is prepared to sacrifice himself for the good of his children is a petty tyrant. That's Kanye. He's not going to sacrifice himself for his children. He's a tyrant who tries to dominate others with rigid rules and principles and takes no account for human feelings and crushes the spirit of those under his influence. As I see that, I saw Lizzo. That's what happened to her. She became powerful and she became a tyrant. It doesn't matter if you lose weight, bitch. You're only doing that because you don't like yourself. All the world liked you fat, but you didn't. So you thought if you lose weight, they'd like you more? You need to like you more and stop being a fucking tyrant. This is a woman that uses her body for, you know what I mean? All women do. That's their power. Oh, stupid. Examine whether you are in danger of becoming such a person or whether you've fallen under the influence of one. Alternatively, he can be weak, indecisive man who is afraid to stand up for what he believes in or make tough decisions. And then there's Russ. Ali did the same thing on his little website. He's like, I want you guys to choose what the next song would be. You can't make a decision for yourself, huh? You just want it to be the right one. Let everyone else choose your path. Let them decide your career. Your career moves are based on what they want, right? Whatever everybody wants. You'll do whatever they want just to get what you know, to get yours. It's all of you, though. You're weak, indecisive. You're afraid to stand up for what you believe in because you know the backfire. And that's what happened. Everybody asked me what happened. I was like, it just came out of my mouth. What happened yesterday? One sentence that everybody's been thinking but nobody said. What did I say to them? Why is it that the staff gets first pick on the donations and we get the leftovers? Everybody was thinking it, but nobody said it. They were too afraid to stand up for what they believe in. And yes, it had some backblow, but what I believed in was the truth, and it was confirmed. This is wrong. When you tell people that they're wrong, you best believe they're going to try to stand up to you. But you're standing in truth. They're standing in a lie. They're going to have their legs cut off underneath them. Some of them will lose their jobs or whatever standing they were. It takes a brave person to stand up to a lie. But you're standing on solid ground, bro. And that's where it is. No matter how you guys act right now, you're thieves. And you don't even feel sorry for it. And it's the truth. And who are you stealing from? Poor people. And that's where I hit him. You're not poor. You're greedy. I said it over and over. None of you are poor. You're greedy. And I looked them all in their face. You're not poor. You're greedy. Make them fully aware that you're stealing from poor people. And how long have you been doing it? And then Morgan told me about Christmas. She said, bro, they were taking out bags. And each person that lived here only got one gift for their child. They were taking out bags. It's hard to be me. And it's like, God, why do you put me in this place where I got to fight all the time? I'm fighting for shit that's not even mine. Well, I mean, I enjoyed the shit out of those donuts, but I didn't have to fight for them. But apparently I did. I fought for all of those that didn't get no donuts yesterday, so that they could get some donuts tomorrow. All the people that were persecuted before me, all the people that didn't get a chance before me, are going to get a chance after me. And that's what I stand for, but it sucks, you guys. He makes me his strongest warrior. He's like, go out there and start a fight. Fight! Fight! Oh, God. And I just got to be brave. I'm shaking in my skin. You can watch me, bro. My hands are shaking. I'm trembling. I know this. I'm in a fight, bro. And that God made me do this. And I've got to fight for what's right. And it's not even about me, bro. It's about everyone else before me and everyone else after me. He made me so different. And that's why the universe loves me, is I'm not afraid to fight. Or even if I am afraid, I'll fight. I'll fight. That's how he made me, bro. Lilith, Callie, fucking Morgan, I am the goddess of war, bro. We're going to war, bro. We'll go to war over some petty ass shit. I'm going to war over these people. I choose who wins. No. We stand on justice, dude. Archangel Michael gave me that fucking sword of truth, bro, and I'm cutting everybody with it. And they're gonna try to fucking... I'll stab you with this truth. I will cut your throat where you can't say shit. That's the sword I got. It's truth, bro, and it cuts so deep. They can't say nothing. They're on the floor crying, saying, I'm gonna kill you. I'm gonna kill your children. I'm gonna fucking take you out, bitch. What did I kill them with? I hear Lauryn Hill killing them softly with these words. I killed them with the truth, bro. And they'll never recover from that. Because the truth stands taller than any lies that all of them were telling themselves and everybody else. Go tell her it's a lie when it's on camera. You were caught. Dead-handed, bro. On camera. All of you. I am the truth and you are a lie. And that's what happens around here. You know what I mean? I told fucking what's-her-face the day before. You're a lie. You're a fake-ass friend that just wants to come around people to see what you could get, mooch. I didn't call her a mooch. It was really funny. Red was like, what's up with Jude and Dude? I was like, dude, that's sweet. Jude and Dude. Jude and Dude. I don't know. I like the rhyming of it because her name is Jude and she's got a dude. And I was like, Jude and Dude. And Dumb and Dumber is what it is how I saw it. Jude and Dude. These dudes with babies. What is going on over here? Don't ask. Anyways, you know what I mean? When it came to Morgan. I gotta tell you how stupid you look out here. You are fully unaware that you're out here looking like a whole ass tweaker. Fuck. And I kept saying, please, God, please don't make me say this. This is going to start a fight. Every time I open my mouth, this is going to start a fight. This is going to start a fight. This is going to start a fight. But did I tell you anything? Marshall, do I ever say anything to you that's not the truth? But you want to fucking fight the shit out of me, dude. You want to hurt me, bro. All of you do. Bobby be wanting to hurt a bitch, bro. I hurt him so bad with his own truth. He fucking hates me for his truth, bro. Because I told him his truth. Same with Russ. And his stupid girlfriend and all their family. Every one of you motherfuckers. You hate me because of the truth? Or you hate me because you're a lie, bro? I am the whole fucking truth. And it starts fights everywhere. Because everybody's a lie. And I'll cry. Why'd you make me this way? You're one of a kind. And he's very pleased. He's not proud. God is not proud. You cannot use that word referring to our Father. Pride is something of man, where you sit there and you look back at all I've done. He's never proud. He's pleased. He's so pleased in what he created me. He knew he was building something, a badass bitch. He just didn't know how bad I would be. And he's pleased with it. Because I use that bad shit for his good works. I always have. Always. In his name. Nothing could stand up to me. Because I fought for God. And that's a true angel. The dark angel, bro. His dark seed, bro. He loves me. And the whole universe loves me for that reason. And that's Pac. We're made differently, bro. Pac was made of me. He is made of Lilith. He is the dark. Kobe is the dark. Michael Jackson, hell no, bro. You all light. All light. Take that light somewhere else. We're talking shit over here. We're this grown folks talk. That's what I mean. Ali is made of Jesus shit, bro. The shit that Jesus was made of. Lewis was made of the shit that Jesus was made of. I can't say that I was made of what Lucifer was made of. In the beginning, and how it all stands, I would say that Lucifer was made up of what I am. And he couldn't control it. God made me different. But it's in that difference that he needed something different. And that's where it was. I was the most different thing he'd ever made in all the universe. All of it. He never created anything like me. And they loved it, and they wanted to see it more. So, it, he tried to formulate it into, more. He tried to pour little bits of it, like I said, into humanity. But it poisoned them. Which is what? The apple. I gave you a piece of me. He didn't tell me not to eat the apple. I was already full of all the knowledge and wisdom of the gods. But once we gave a little bit of it to you, you used it to poison other people. You used it as pride and power. Prejudice. That's what it was. You became God now. And you became a tyrant God, not a benevolent God. We all have gone. Go back and watch my short. Alright. Is there spiritual work at hand? I mean, do we really need to know? Oh, it says another 7. 7, 7, 7. 7 of coins. You reap what you sow, bro. Which means what? You have some karmic debt. You have some karma, bro. You can't run from your ass kicking. You might have to do some time. Which is what? You got some painful times ahead. You got some lessons to learn. You're going to sit down. You're going to have some restitutions. You're going to have some community service. You're going to go through some shit, bro. Spiritually, we hope. I never expect any of you to be actual criminals. But there was this one time I really considered that Bobby was a killer. Really? I mean, there were some things that didn't make sense. I had a reason to believe that he may have killed someone in his life and got away with it. I don't know. Anyways, going back. It's built up with a lot of emotions. Would you put it past him the more we get to know these guys? Would you put it past them? What are they doing with all this? Alright, traditional concept of this card is cultivation. It shows that if you work hard and steadily, you will reap rewards in due course. Don't get impatient and try to rush things. As soon as I saw that, I saw Kobe bouncing a ball. Kobe wasn't the best, dude. He came from Italy. I love that story. Italian. That's funny. I love him. Anyways, just cultured. He was scrawny and he wasn't good. He knew he had to look at the long game, that he'd get better. And not to rush it. Just to do. It's not like, you know what I mean? He over-pushed himself every day. He just pushed himself every day. It wasn't like push myself till I break, till I pass out, till I'm throwing up, till I can't do it anymore, and then do it again the next day. He didn't boot camp himself. He just pushed, and he pushed hard. But not to where he broke. Just to where he, you know what I mean? He burned. So don't get impatient and try to rush things. Be sure that what you are striving towards is worth it as you run the risk of working for the sake of working. Stop worrying about scarcity or lack of finances. The 7 of Pentacles assures you that you have plenty to go around. This card shows that that committed effort is being put into a relationship. You may be thinking about your future as a couple or have plans that need financial consideration. You want to buy... What are we doing here? You're going to get me a trailer? Such as savings to get married or buy a house. I don't think we need to save to get married. Unless we're entertaining. How much is a Costco hot dog? Seriously? Why does it have to go by tradition? Does it have to be traditional? If it's your dream, fine, dream girl. We can have this dream wedding. It's not my dream. It's not my dream to wear a dress and do all of this in front of the churches and all that. That's not my dream. Nor do I want to entertain a bunch of people and get them drunk and party with them either. I get it. If you want to really celebrate it and you've never been married and you want to have this experience, okay. But don't do it because you think it's what I want. I support you in your dreams if this is what you want and you want us to have that full-ass marriage. Sure. I don't think it's necessary. But I don't want to squash your dreams because I'm a minimalist. And as far as buying a house, oh God, do you know what's about to come with the weather? Where have you picked this house, bro? Who's cleaning the house? Who's responsible for keeping this house running? At least don't make it an enormous house. I don't want to fucking get tired of walking up and down stairs. Fuck. Don't put an elevator in it either. That's weird too. See what I mean? Too much. I get stressed out thinking about all of this stuff. See Bob Marley to keep it calm. If you're not in a relationship, this card advises you to be patient in your search for love. I'm not searching. As you may have to wait some time before you meet the right person. It takes time to brew the right egg. Reverse meaning, your harvest has been poor. This may be a result of bad management or a lack of experience. It is frustrating, but you need to apply yourself more and work harder. Meaning, bad management, meaning you're working for the wrong company. You have skills that you just chose to give to this company. Do you realize that? You're giving your skills to this company at this wage. They're hiring you for your skills. You can take those skills and use them. Those skills can open other doors. And that's where I got into what I'm in. What the fuck am I in right now? What got me here? My hotel experience, to be honest. Truly? Yeah. I'm a concierge at a fucking rich retirement and assisted living. Oh, and they offer memory care too. In essence, it's like I had skills that they needed in a different field that I would have never worked. Crazy cool how that works, right? Go pull out your resume and start writing down your skills, and then go start presenting that to other corporations and see, you know what I mean? See what doors that opens so you can have a challenge and learn a new job. And if it sucks, go find somewhere else. You're just here to learn, bro. Get a paycheck and learn. You're not here to build a fucking, you know what I mean? Like build a fucking retirement off of this company, which means all you did was give this company your life. And they're supposedly going to pay for the rest of your life. That's what retirement means. When you retire from a company, it means you've given them the first part of your life, so they're going to take care of you for the rest of your life. Really? Are you sure they're going to take care of you? Are they going to give you as much as you've given them, which is your entire life? Just saying. Move on. You need to sit down and decide what a relationship is suffering. You need to sit down and decide what you want as a couple and put effort into achieving it. I can't even. As soon as I see this, I see Russ and his girlfriend like, what are you guys trying to achieve? Nothing. You have no goals. You're just trying to make it big on the internet, like every other kid. Like, you really don't have a goal of getting married, having children, starting an enterprise, doing anything. You really don't. You're just a bunch of kids. Just out here trying to have fun and live the lavish life. That'll wear off. That'll wear off real soon. Alright, spiritual work at hand is get to work or, reap what you sow. The outcome. Oh, are we not surprised? Temperance. This all has to do with balance, bro. And that's what we were talking about. Your fucking overindulgence in this bullshit. Talking about the children. Your children are out of control again, God. Temperance means moderation. The recognition that there is a middle and extremes are not necessary. The word derives from Latin tempera, meaning to combine properly, referring to the mixture of ingredients in the right proportions. What did we say you needed to work on today? Where was that card? It was in Dante's. You needed to work on your mind, your body, and your spirit. You need to temper yourself. You need to check your temperature. That's what I heard. You're not tending to your mind. When's the last time you read a book or learned something new? And then, don't just learn it, but try it. Hey, Logic, where are you in the kitchen? Logic didn't know how to cook nothing, not even mac and cheese. That's a choice. Logic could have easily, like Snoop Dogg, pulled out some fucking cookbooks and started whipping it up in there. Let me see you whip it. Something, something. I heard that song when I said that. There's nothing funnier than a dude high trying to make himself something to eat. It's hilarious. I want to see what you come up with in there. You have money too. Did you go to the store? This is hilarious. In the essence, it's like you could be You're an artist. You have you can express culinary arts too. Get experimental, but not weird. Try this. Please don't make me. It smells funny. It's a choice. All of you men can learn how to cook. Now I turn to men and I'm like, I always think you could teach us something about fixing things, like you just know how to fix things. But then I remember you have to watch a video or read a book, or someone has to teach you too. So in the essence, do we really need to go to men to learn how to cook? I mean, how to work? They could teach us. They can teach us more. Like, you don't need a woman in the kitchen to teach you how to work the kitchen. I don't need a man in the garage to teach me how to work the garage. I just need to understand what is in here and how it works. And yeah, I'm going to make some mistakes. Somebody's going to need to clean this up when I'm all done. And that's it. Challenge yourself. Wouldn't it be amazing if you cooked dinner for fucking once? Wouldn't it be amazing if you saw your bitch mowing the lawn? Would you feel out of place? You're like, that's my bitch. Look at what I taught my bitch. That's how I feel. Look at what he made for dinner. I'm just saying, it's a choice not to know some shit. What do I want to learn? I want to learn how to ride a horse, how to play a piano, how to swing a sword. I want to learn a lot of stuff. And that's it. How do you learn? Read a book. Watch some movies. And then, once you learn it, you have to apply it. Alright, let me try this shit. That's what I was thinking about. These people that ride horses, right? The real good ones, they just jump on the back of the horse. That's like 5 to 6 feet tall. How the fuck do you do that? Why aren't you a basketball player? Really? They do. Watch them. They jump on. They literally just jump on. Some of the horses, will lower themselves, and that's cool. Most of them, no. These real-ass riders, bro. I'm hearing a funny song. What am I hearing? Something. I don't know if that's the word, but I'm hearing something that's like, riders in the night. Something like that. I don't know what I'm hearing. But they literally jump on a horse. Have you seen them? They jump onto the back of the horse. A horse is 5 feet tall. Or 6, unless it's a miniature. They jump 5 feet onto this. You never paid attention to the science of it? I see them doing it. I'm like, that's like 5 feet. How do you jump 5 feet? How do you do that? They know how to do it. Everyone that rides a horse learns. They learn how to jump up on that bitch. And that goes back to riding a fucking elephant. We don't know how to ride an elephant, but they do over there. When you get over there, you can sign up. I don't know how much it costs, but they'll teach you how to get on an elephant. And now you're an elephant rider. Okay, I guess. And that's what it is we can learn new things. Never been scuba diving, don't think I want to, but you can learn how to do shit like that. You can learn anything. And that's about your mind. And what about your body, bro? When's the last time you just gave it some care? Those are the self-care days. What do I do on my self-care days? I soak, I pluck my eyebrows, I file my nails, oh, you want to know a secret? I haven't told nobody for 2 weeks now. I never did this in my life, bro. I trimmed my bangs, and I overdid it. And they became so short, and I panicked. I was like, oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god! And my daughter's like, what? I was like, and I was about to cry. I was like, I fucked up my bangs. She's like, oh, they're pretty. They're little bat bangs. I was like, what? She's like, yeah. And she pulls up these pictures, and she's like, it's a goth look. They call them bat bangs. That's what I did to my hair. So for 2 weeks, I've been pulling it up and just pinning it so that nobody knows. Nobody knows what nobody knows. I knew I needed to trim my hair. I just never over-trimmed it like that. I've never done that. I have trimmed my own bangs forever and never did that. And what I thought was an enormous mistake, and I was hideous by it. She's like, no, it's a look. No, I'm not trying to look like that. It's a goth look. Okay, I'm trying... Just stuff like that. A self-care is just taking care of my body. That's it. That's it. That's all that means. You know what I mean? My body needs to take care of. I need to just, relax. Most of the time, that's all the body needs, is it just needs rest. A lot of it. It's, you think about babies and how much they sleep. And then as they become toddlers, they're full of fucking energy. And you're like, damn, I wish these motherfuckers would take a nap. But then, you see that they become assholes as the night progresses because they haven't rested. That's us. We wake up tired and we're an asshole. We get tired after lunch and we're an asshole. We get tired on the way home from work and we're an asshole. We're tired and we just want to go to bed. Really? Yeah. Take care of yourself. You're a baby. And you want good foods too, and you sit there as an asshole telling yourself no, like you're somebody's parent. No, I can't have that. Have some self-control. Don't sit there eating sweets all the time. I meet these people that are addicted to ice cream. They eat ice cream every day. They consume ice cream every day. I consume coffee and tea, and the amount of sugar I put in my coffee, truthfully, how much? Promise you. I pour the sugar in first, and it sits like that. Are you serious? I swear to God, bro. You want to see me do it? I'll make a cup right now. I pour the sugar in to where it fills up that much. Are you serious? Yep. Ask me how many cups I have. Not that many anymore. Typically one. And now I've cut back to where it's not even every day. Maybe once every couple of days or something like that. Or even, like I told you, it's been a couple weeks. That's dangerous, drinking that much sugar, that much coffee every day. And that's how I lived off of it. My sugar, my sweet tea, the bitch is sweet. You gotta know it's sweet. So that's overconsumption, right? So, I have to switch it up. Now, I gotta say, I think I'm allergic to anything that doesn't have sugar in it. So I need some, and that's, that's it. It's like if my body is attuned to so much sugar, I need to have a certain amount. I don't eat sweets, but look at how much sugar I'm taking in all day. That's probably why. I don't want anything sweet. My coffee tastes like syrup already. And that's really it. My coffee, I add coffee, like, it's coffee-flavored sugar is how you could drink my coffee. You're like, really? That's really not good for you. I mean, it keeps me going, right? Something like that. And my kids are overindulgent. So I told you, my daughter, for I don't know how many months it lasts, but it's done now. Every single day, she discovered boneless buffalo chicken wings with ranch, and she liked it. And she liked it. So every day, for how many months, she just kept eating it. I just kept letting her. Why? Because she had never eaten chicken before, and it was protein. I'm like, she's going to get tired of it. It took every day for months. Now she won't eat them. I got her one. She had one the other day, and she's like, it's chewy. I don't like it. That's overindulgence, bro. You shouldn't give into it. It's either that or a bag of chips. Are you serious? I'm not going to explain this, but yeah, it goes down to sensory issues. Some people don't like the way fucking things feel in their mouth. So a lot of foods give them a weird feel. Once they put it in their mouth, like you look at it and you're like, I can't put that in my mouth. You smell it, you can't get near it. They have sensory issues. They're oversensitive to textures, smells, and fucking tastes. So they don't experiment with foods. As they start to try something new, it's an amazing experience. Because they're, you know what I mean? They have to fight their fear. I can't sit there. They're grown kids, bro. I didn't even do it when they were little. Eat it! Eat your food! I used to be that parent. You're not getting up until you eat it. They're never going to eat it, bro. They're literally going to go hungry at the table. They can't put it in their mouth. That's like you asking me to eat a bug. Or this guy and his rats. I'm going hungry tonight, bro. I'll wake up tomorrow, okay? I know how to fast. I'm not eating that. We'll starve, bro. We'll starve, then put something gross, something we don't want in our mouth. And that's where you're like, you think that, they will try something, but if it smells funny, or it looks funny, or it's, you know what I mean? Nah, bro, like, that's me and fucking tofu. Oh, God, you know what really grosses me out? Is tapioca pudding. Those little beads. Oh, God, that scares the shit out of me is cottage cheese. Oh, God, those little balls, and that's why, like, the kids like the bobas and shit. Oh, nah, dude, I don't like that. I don't know. I don't like that. I'm not putting that in my mouth. I don't care what it tastes like. So I'm trying to teach you guys, you overeat the same things because you like it, and you're not giving your body other options. And that's it. I eat very random. Like, my body knows I need some vegetables, so now all I'm eating is vegetables today. It knows that I haven't had enough protein, so I'm eating a lot of proteins today. I don't stick to schedules. I let my body tell me what it needs. And I don't always give it what it wants. And even then, dude, it's like I'm not a person that sits around. If there was anything I would probably abuse, it would be grains. Cheese, if I could do it. I'd eat cheese all day if I could. I can't. I cannot. That sucks ass. There's got to be something that can help me eat all the cheese I want. But in the end, I don't. You're like, I love tacos, so I'm going to eat tacos every day. Like, every day after work. Mike Stud says he eats Chipotle. That's a burrito, bro. And they have limited things. You're just eating burritos every day. If you work at a job and you work at, a pizza joint and you just eat pizza every day because it's just, that's all that's available. You know what I mean? You're building up. That's too much of something. You could say too much of a good thing, but after a while it's just gross. And that's where it gets to. And you need to, your body, fill it out, bro. Go take yourself to the store and let it fill itself out. That's what's really funny. Get high and go to the store. Watch what you end up eating then. Why? Because you're like, your palate is more open. It see things as more delectable. Whereas you can go into the store like, that don't look good. That don't look good. But then you're high, you're like, damn, that looks so good. Like you'd be watching commercials getting hungry and shit. All of this. And that's also going back to your time. What are you doing for creative time? What are you doing in your, how much time of a day are you giving just to yourself, to creativity, to just express yourself? And that's where it is. Do you go and, build something in the garage? Do you go and build something in the kitchen? Do you go and build something on a piece of paper? Where are your building blocks? Where are you putting your creativity? That's your own creativity. Something I wanted to get Mr. Plum into that is very old school was, model cars. I wanted to get him one. I thought it was a great idea. He has lots of time, and people that do puzzles and shit like that. I was like, that would be great for him. He could build little cars in here. That would be fun for him. What do you do? What do you build? What times do you have to just build out of your imagination? And what do you use your imagination to build? You have to have time for that. You're a child, and you have a vivid imagination full of creativity. How do you express it? Right? All of these areas of your life, you're neglecting a lot of your life. You're not living life because you're only focused on, certain areas. But there's a lot of you that needs watering. Let's go back to this temperance. At the end of the death, old patterns which did not recognize the joyful, abundant flow of the universal energy are released so that we may deal with life as it truly is. All right, so we push our limits on a Saturn day. And then there's Pluto, death, transformation, and rebirth. And then what did I say? Neptune, the spark of genius, where you're what? In your emotions and in your waters, right? And then we bring this down to what? An expansion of your heart. And then, BOOM! We have reality. It's a thing, right? So you're climbing up to heaven to get some good shit and bring it back down to earth. This is what we do all day. But you can get stuck in the tree of life. So I just want to tell you that it's like after the death, right here, right? After you let things die, meaning you went through you took your drive to go through, you pushed through your willpower, pushed you through your limitations of your age and false beliefs to let some shit go. And now you have a spark of great stuff that's going to expand. Your heart's going to fuel it. And now you have a new life ahead of you. And you can't wait to tell everyone about it and get to work. But it's going to push your limits. And it's just a flow. Really? Yeah. Welcome. Let's see. The path of initiation begins with a journey deep down into ourselves so that we may face our darkness, fears, and limitations. Starts with your emotions, communication, pushing yourself in your drive and your limitations. Fueled by your heart, expansion, and genius. This is where all the good stuff is. No, you gotta go around, all around the world. Gotta make it through it. Alright, let's see. Let's see. Deep down in ourselves so that we can face our darkness, fears, and limitations that lie there in the false personality of the ego. Only by descending into darkness, told you, just like Dante, can the soul renew itself. Going forward, this is far from the end of the journey. It is only a glimpse of what's possible. We must start to return to the outer world. And that's it. You're on this spiritual journey, and once you get to peace, you've got to bring the peace back. And that's what I do all day, is I get up here, and I bring the information back. I get up here, and I bring the information back. That's all I do all the time. Right? All right. Let's see. Dun, dun, dun. We must return to the outer world, acting from our connection with the spiritual realm, everything we've learned from God. And this is a difficult transition, meaning stop doing what I told you to stop doing. Simple shit like he told me to stop saying the F word, stop calling people the F word. He said, stop doing this, stop doing that. So then we come back to the real world and we apply this knowledge. what we've learned from him, which means that the process can often be abandoned or rejected as ego resurfaces and will be seen in the underworld, which is the devil, and the tower. What happens tomorrow? We face a tower on a Friday, which is what? In essence, facing our own inner demons. Get ready. And I told you, I was like, I feel like they're fucking up our Thursday, pushing us into the dark night of the soul too soon. The gap between the world and spirit, between our outer conscious and our inner self, between fire and water, earth and air, must be bridged and reconciled. What's your fire? Your willpower. Your water is your emotions. Your earth is how you move through here. Your air is your intellect. How you think, how you move, how you feel in this world must be bridged and reconciled. In a reading, Temperance indicates that you have been through a difficult time, but this card is of forgiveness, blessings, and healing, if you're willing to allow it. Now is not the time for outward action. Instead, you should be still, listen, reflect, and absorb the lessons that you've been given. Wow, I didn't realize they were all falling right there. Temperance represents the connection to your higher self and spiritual purpose, bringing soul growth, harmony, and a sense of inner peace into your life. You must begin this process by abjuring extremes and by pursuing right actions, in all circumstances, which may involve not acting at all. Sometimes the best thing to do is not do anything. Don't get involved in this. Let the dust fucking, let the shit fly. You want to be really active, you want to make things happen in your life, but sometimes the best thing to do is just let life be. Let it play out and see where you can jump in. Temperance reverse suggests you often act inappropriately without considering the consequences, going from one extreme to another. You may benefit from visiting a healer or counselor who will help you understand what changes you need to make in order to find your greater purpose and lasting happiness. That's why people come to me. Whether they know that I am a spiritual healer or counselor, they come to me for counsel. People come and they dump their lives on me. They tell me what they're going through, all the difficulties, all the struggles, all the pain, all the suffering. I counsel them through it to teach them what they're not seeing and how to have the right attitude to make it through it. And they walk away lighter and they can handle what's next for them. They do it all the time, and that's what I do, and it's okay, but sometimes they dump some shit on me that it's hard to get off. I wish you didn't tell me that. That wasn't my business. You got a hard life over there. You just felt like I needed to know, I wanted to be hurt by your truth. And that's shit like my daughter. I don't want to hear how other people are hurting. It's not that I'm blind to it, but don't dump it on me when there's nothing I can do but feel terrible. And that's what it is. What do you do with all this? I have to alchemize all this terrible information that's given to me using God to find peace. I have to go back to peace. But when people tell you that, what's going on here in this building and shit, how do you find peace? I alchemize it with God. And that's what got me with Bob Marley and Buddha. I have to come to terms with this stuff. I can't just forget it. And it does hurt. You know what I mean? Going through that whole fight yesterday, I have to find peace through this, my own peace. When she came and told me that the teenager was molesting the little girl, you want to fight, bro. You want to burn it down. You want to beat the shit out of somebody, especially if you've been molested your whole life. You want to beat the shit out of the parents. You want justice. You want it now. That's what was eating up Diana. And I had to tell her, I had to bring peace to her. We can only do so much in our battles and make sure that it's our battle. And that's what I also told the director. I was like, you know what I mean? Like, there's so much of this nobody wants to tell. So, and I told her that. I was like, everybody was going around here talking about a molestation. Nobody had told the staff. I was like, I didn't want that information. I had to go and tell staff, this is your job. You're the reporter. Why are they reporting it to us? Somebody that can't do anything about it. What am I supposed to do? Take it to someone that can. Do you know what I mean? And that's really what it is. It's like I take in so much negativity, and so do you. I teach you how to transmute it with positivity. But at the same time, I don't want to hear your negative shit, bro. You're coming at me with nothing but negative shit, bro. And you want me to tell you something to make your life better, which I know is my job. But at the same time, you're going to dump me with all this shit. I don't care how you look at it, bro. I wasn't mentally prepared for that conversation with Jude and her fucking body changes. I'm not ready to have those conversations with my own daughter, and some stranger just comes out and pours all this shit on me about what happened to her tits and how she's grown a fucking penis out of her clit and how her sex habits and this, that, and the other, and how she's judged for it and all of this. I kept telling her she could see that I was visibly uncomfortable, and just kept doing it because she thought it was cute to make me uncomfortable. That shit fucked me up, bro. I was having visuals and shit. I don't need that in my fucking my child mind. And the same as when you come and start telling me, you know what I mean, about your rape and shit. You're putting me in my own memories. I don't want this. I don't want your pain. I've already felt mine. Why do I gotta listen to yours? It's what I do. But it's, you know what I mean? That's what you're catching. It's like, I do it when I can. Sometimes I just can't take it, bro. I can't take it anymore. I don't want any more negativity. I need to get back to the positive before I can help you. I've had too much. More than enough. And it wasn't yours. I get it from everywhere. They're all negative. I live in a homeless shelter, bro. It's nothing but negativity. Nobody has nothing nice to say here. Nobody's walking in hope and faith and happiness and joy and peace. They're walking in hatred, regret, humiliation, embarrassment, greed, lust, envy. My stomach hurts as I say all this. I'm surrounded by darkness, and that's why I said, Allie, you couldn't possibly come here. It'd break your soul. It'd disgust you. It'd make your skin crawl. I can't stand these fucking people. Can't stand these fucking people. How can you live around these awful people? I live in hell. And I have to be a light down here. And sometimes it eats me up. And I have to just stay away and just leave me alone for a minute. I don't want you to be in hell with me. But you have to understand why God put me here. Because it's hell and I am the only light. And I can really help people that want to help themselves. But even if they don't, I give them light for one day. Every single person I talk to, when I'm willing to let them in, I can change and make their life a little bit better for one day, which is one day they didn't have. And that's powerful to say that I can make someone feel better for at least one day of their life. That's what makes me a healer and a teacher. But I can't do this every day for everyone. That's where your work needs to come in. You have to do this. I can be there when the days are hard, but I can't be there for every hard day. I have my own darkness. There's plenty of people that are bringing new darknesses to me all the time. People that have never had any peace. You know what I mean? Every time that, Diana knows it. I'll go over there and she'll make me feel better. They all know it. I'll make them feel better about their life. But what they don't understand is they make me feel bad. I don't act like it. But I'm taking in your bad memories and your bad stories and your bad feelings. Where do you think I'm taking it? In my head. I'm listening to it. Enough that I'm processing it through my heart and new words are coming out for you, but it's still inside of my being. What you said to me happened to you. The terrible things that have happened to you still lives within me. I took it from you and I hurt for you. And it'll come back up. When I see you continuing to hurt, I still feel it. I'm all forgiving, you know what I mean? And I can find peace, but it's like, fuck, enough. Just want to tell you that, bro. Sometimes. And that's it. You may benefit from talking to a person like me. And that's, you know what I mean? Think about a fucking therapist. The type of shit they have to take in all day. They take in your trauma, bro. They take in your horror. They take in your pain all day long. That's why you pay them the good money, bro. You pay them $300 an hour to take in your pain and make you feel better. I do this shit for God, for fucking free 99. Why? Because you need to be better, otherwise you're going to keep hurting people. I understand the real reason of what I do. It's not just for you to dump your shit on me so that you don't dump it on someone else. That's really important. And the truth is when you dump it on me, I can work through it. Other people won't. You say the wrong thing to someone, you're going to hurt them real bad for the rest of their lives. Going back to my ex-husband, I'm going to stop after this, is he said something. He dumped his insecurities on me, and it gave me insecurities for the rest of my life. We had a weed man that lived in the apartments next to me. So I went to go to the weed man's house, and we're sitting outside, and he's like, what took you so fucking long? You fucking around with him? Never mind, he would never fuck with you. He took his insecurities, his jealousies, that this guy might be liking me, and he turned it around and said, nah, he would never fuck with you. And when he said that, it started all my insecurities. I never understood, nobody had ever said something like that to me where I wasn't worthy in that sense. And when he said it, it made me question, what's wrong with me? Why wouldn't he fuck with me? He put his insecurities on me that started all my insecurities. It was his own. It wasn't even mine. And that's what I mean, is like, I'll let you dump this shit on me so that you don't want to hurt someone else with your words. Your words are ever fucking tainting. And that's what I hit them with yesterday. My words destroyed them. What did I say to them? The truth. You're not poor. You're greedy. You're stealing from poor people. And then I took two things, and she turned around and called me greedy. She tried to make me what she was. I'm poor. I'm literally out of food stamps. I'm paying cash for food right now. What's your excuse? Why you guys went and did that, and then all of you go and buy fucking Cane's every fucking day, or fucking Chick-fil-A, or the fucking, you know what I mean? You guys are eating all this great fast food in our faces, and also taking our donation food. Yeah, and that's where it is. People will put it on you because it's them. They're putting their shit on you, bro. It's not even you. They're putting it on you. I take a lot all day, bro. And that's why I don't be on the internet. It's all negative, bro. It's all one terrible, tragic story after another. This person cheated on this person. This fucking person robbed this person. This person beat him up. The news. One deadly crash after another. Today I saw the high school teacher for Adams City High, which would have been my daughter's high school, was sentenced today for all the child sexual abuse. I'm so glad I got out of there. But all of it, it's like I don't want to see it. It hurts me. And you guys just turn off. But I actually have to go out and take some of it. I have to dig through that shit, bro. I have to put it on. You guys just turn off to it. And it's real. How are we going to fix this shit? It's just going to overpile until it's everywhere. We've got to start digging people out of their shit, bro. They're diarrheaing everywhere, which is nothing more than pain and suffering. They're putting their pain and suffering out all over the internet and on everybody else. The way that Lizzo treated her staff was how people treated Lizzo. The way that Kanye talks to people is the way that people talk to Kanye. It's going in and coming out. There's no filter to it. There's no stopping it. It's like you take in dirt and you multiply it and put it out twice as dirty. Your thoughts and emotions can manifest in physical illness. Illness arises from misdirected life force, but disease has no energy except for what it derives from you. Healing is brought about by lessons of temperance, by allowing the life force to flow freely instead of directing it towards self-destruction. What does that mean? Stop just working. That's self-destruction. Let your life flow freely in other areas. I'm seeing swimming. How many of you don't go swimming because you don't want people to see your body, whether man or woman? As a man, they're supposed to take their shirt off. You never think about this, women. By definition, how many men, it looks whatever. They have to take their shirt off just like us. And not all of them have great bods, and they don't like it. They also hate that they don't look sexy enough for women. It's equal It's equal. It's equal. Their insecurities that they don't have the body of that man. And so you won't like their body. So they don't go to the lakes or the pools. Because they don't, for the same reason we don't, ladies. So none of us get to go and enjoy bathing in God's waters because we're too afraid of people seeing our bodies. And that's what you do all day when you're sitting at the beach. We all do it. Let's be honest. We sit there judging people's bodies. We look at whether they're too fat, they're too skinny, if their butt's hanging out, if their titties. We just watch the bodies at the beach. Watch the bodies hit the floor. Watch the That's what I heard. It's real, and that's why we're scared. We're projecting. Because we're sitting in our thoughts judging other people's bodies, while when we get up, they're judging ours. How do we stop this? Inside. If we stop looking at other people's bodies, we'll stop worrying about ours. That's how it works. I'm beautiful, but I'm old and I've lost a lot of weight, so I have, you know what I mean, cellulite and flabby skin, and you know what I mean? I have stretch marks and shit, so I can look so beautiful in clothes, but then once I tear them off, you're gonna see my scars of life. Women all over the world get real big to have a baby and then are supposed to just make all of this go away somehow. And we try, but it still leaves flabby skin or something. You know, like it just doesn't go away after you do this. And now we feel ugly. Just because of the stretching of our skin. And that we can't put it back together. And that's where you get these facelifts and these tummy tucks and, you know what I mean, Botox, so you don't have fucking wrinkles and all this shit. We don't want to look ugly, and we're told this is ugly. That fucking, you know what I mean, flabby thighs are ugly. Everybody wants big thighs, but not to be flabby. They have to be tight. Everybody wants huge boobs, but not with a belly. If you don't have muscles, then you have flabby arms. If you don't turn it into big old muscles, then they're flabby arms. Thank God the summer's over and we don't have to put on bathing suits no more. But maybe we could start there. Men body shame themselves just as much as women. And that's because we're sitting inside of ourselves shaming other people's bodies. We're afraid of being judged because we're judging everybody else's. If you stop looking at other people's bodies, you'll stop worrying about yours. And yes, you'll notice when they're looking at your body, their faces, they're judging you. But you become more free. When you start accepting other people's bodies, you'll start accepting yours. Which means just stop looking at them. Stop making them important. Try to control your eyes for what you put in. I know that all we're seeing is people walking by on the beach. Are we looking at their face, or are we looking at let's be honest, we're looking for what doesn't look good in their bodies as they walk by. We're looking at the hair on their back, we're looking at their flabby legs, we're looking at their boobs, we're looking at their stomachs. We're looking for something that's wrong with them. Can we be honest? Now, let's say the truth, and as I say this, here comes Russ. You're looking at all the women that have beautiful bodies, and you're missing all of the real women, because you think that they all come in beautiful packages. How much time do you spend? All those women you follow, Russ, what are you looking at? Their beautiful bodies. You're lusting all day, bro. You see them, they have beautiful bodies, and you like it. So you don't like anyone that doesn't have a perfect body, Kanye West? That's what he said. Disgust him to see fat people in lingerie. We're not allowed to feel sexy? What is fat? What size is that, Kanye? And to the rest of you, what size is fat? At 13 years old, I was a size 11. By the time I became 15, I was in a size 14. Models stay in the single digits. So was I always fat? Even before I had children, I was fat. I had a flat stomach. That was the size of my waist. According to the size, I'm fat. I'm plus sized. But am I fat? What is fat to you guys? What is too much? Is it a number? Like I don't date double XLs. Is it a number? Is there a certain part of the body that you don't like to be bigger than the other? Is it you don't want her to have a fat stomach? You don't want her to have fat arms, fat legs, fat cheeks? You want her to be completely a bone? Completely, you know what I mean? No fat whatsoever? You don't want her to have any weight? What is that size that you're striving for? If I went under 160, I would be all bones. I'd look sick. I've done it before. If I go under 160, I look sick. You can see my ribs. You can see my bones in my hands and shit. I look sick. Most all women never pass 120 to 130. Am I overweight? Or am I just a different size than they are? Women don't share their weight and any of that. Their age, none of this shit. Their shoe size, none of this. And that's where Kim comes in with her skim wear, where we can put something under our clothes to hide our discrepancies, to make us look, or as you call this, catfish you, to make us look more beautiful than we are, more appealing under our clothes. Okay, first off, they don't have that for men. And second, we're hiding what we truly are to be more pleasing for who? But if I take all this off and you see what's underneath, are you going to leave me? And that's why I sent Marshall a picture of myself with my, and just my bra and my pants. It's like, is this ugly to you? Will you reject me for this? Because I don't look like her. Going back to Russ and his girlfriend, you can't make me feel insecure for not being her, because I was when I was that age. I never look like Kim Kardashian, so you're not going to make me feel insecure about being something I just can't be. No, you could be like that. Even if I was best friends with Kim and she offered to pay for it herself. I have the best plastic surgeon. We can make you look like me. No, Kim, there's never going to be nobody like you, bro. There's too many girls trying to be you. I'm just going to have to be me. I appreciate it. You're beautiful, and I'd love to, to feel that good. But she doesn't even. You know what I mean? That's the difference. It's like, if I had the perfect body, then what? It's not going to get me the perfect man. It just is going to make me feel better about my body. Unless I'm out there shoving it on everybody for likes and attention. It doesn't really matter. And when it goes to my men, it's the same thing. I don't expect you to be able to hold that body up forever. Lewis makes it look, you know what I mean? You're doing too much, bro. And that's it. It's like, I'll have to be with Lewis, you'd have to at least sacrifice 4 hours of your day, because he's going to spend that much time on his body. Really? Yeah, 4 hours a day, every day, he's going to spend on his body. That's a lot of time. And it's not going to give you any more time in life. It's just that your insecurities, you can't have your body look less than perfect. It's you, not us. We didn't make you look perfect. It's you. And your inability to not be perfect, to whatever standard that is. Lewis doesn't eat Nutella because Lewis told himself he can't. That's his own rules. It's not going to hurt his body. If anything, he'd be happy about it. That's why I always make jokes. I'm going to cover myself in Nutella and make you lick it off. Take care of it, okay? I just wanted you to feel free to go to an all-you-can-eat buffet and don't be fucking feeling bad. But at the same time, don't eat like that every day of the week just because, you know what I mean? You've got the money to eat the most expensive foods. Don't overindulge in any part of your life. Don't overwork. Don't over-fucking play. Don't over-fucking pray. That's my hard one. God's always trying to pull me out of the spiritual and put me back in the physical. No, I'm happy here, though. But that's why he puts me there. I don't get to be like them and just sit in a temple. I literally have to be at ground zero helping these people, bro. Not like fucking Kanye, where, you know, lifestyles of the rich and famous, only those at this fucking tax bracket can enter my kingdom. No, we're starting from the ground up, bro. We're cleaning it up from the bottom up, bro. We're not starting with the top. We're starting from the bottom. And if they can see us bottom feeders being Christ-like, then they can too. That's the story. Hey, I love yous. Laters. Bye.